Okay, let's solve this question here. So we have 3 minus 3 cosecant plus cotan squared theta equals 0. Now, first thing I notice is that cosecant and cotan have restrictions. So I know that cosecant is the same as 1 over sine, and cotan is the same as cos over sine. So it looks like sine is a bit of a problem for this question. So for this question here, sine theta can't equal 0, which means theta cannot equal 2. If you look at sine, it's 0 at 0, pi, 2 pi, or any multiple of pi, where n is an integer. So it could be positive or negative. So if I get any multiple of pi as an answer, that won't work. Okay, so looking at this one here, I see that I have a number, a cosecant, and a cotan squared. So this cotan squared is kind of sticking out to me a little bit. So I'm going to go to my formula sheet, and I know that 1 plus cotan squared equals cosecant squared. So remember all of those rearrangements that we did? I also know that cotan squared, if I rearrange that, would equal to cosecant squared minus 1. And then the cosecant squared would go with the cosine, cosecant there. So that would work out. So let's do that. So I'm going to have 3 minus 3 cosecant theta plus cotan squared theta, which is cosecant squared theta minus 1. That will all equal 0. So let's write this in descending powers. So cosecant squared minus 3 cosecant theta. 3 take away 1 is 2 equals 0. Now remember I showed you if you don't like to factor with the cosecants, you could factor it on the side here as x squared minus 3x plus 2, where the x's represent the cosecants. So I know that this would factor as x minus 2, x minus 1. So over here I can factor it as cosecant theta minus 2 and cosecant, oh, let me try that again. Cosecant theta minus 2 and cosecant theta minus 1 equals to 0. So let's set each one. Cosecant theta minus 2 equals 0, which means that cosecant theta equals 2. And here, cosecant theta minus 1 equals 0, which means cosecant theta equals 1. Now, I'm not going to work with cosecant. I'm going to work with the reciprocal of that, which is sine. So if cosecant equals 2, then sine equals the reciprocal of 2, which is a half. And the reciprocal of 1 is still 1. So I'm looking at where is sine equal to a half and where is sine equal to 1. Now this one here is going from negative 2 pi to 0. So what you could do is solve them all from 0 to 2 pi and then subtract 2 pi to figure out the answer. So that's what I'm going to do. So between 0 and 2 pi, let's come up with the answers for this between 0 and 2 pi. So sine is equal to a half at pi over 6. It's also equal to a half at 5 pi over 6. So that's just looking at my unit circle. I know that sine is equal to 1 at pi over 2. So those are all of my angles from 0 to 2 pi. But look at this, it was from negative 2 pi to 0. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to subtract 2 pi from all of my answers. Okay, so if I do pi over 6, take away 2 pi, I can take pi out and go 1 over 6, take away 2, and I get negative 11 over 6. And I just throw pi back on that. So it's going to be negative 11 pi over 6. So I can go 5 over 6, take away 2, and then change that into a fraction. It's going to be negative 7 over 12, or 6, sorry. And then I put pi back. So negative 7 pi over 6. And then I can do pi over 2, take away 2. So take pi out, and you can do a half, take away 2. So that's going to be negative 3 over 2, and put pi back. So these would be your answers. Let's just check to see, are any of these a multiple of pi? They are not. So all of these here should be the answers to the original equation. Of course, you can check that by doing y1 left side, y2 right side, and start your table at those particular values and see if it works.